A note to oneself. Hello everybody, hope you're keeping well. Welcome to the first episode of the podcast for 2021. Let me take this opportunity right now to say Happy New Year. Hopefully it's going to be better than the last. Let's face it, it can't be much worse, can it? So how I wanted to kick off or kickstart the podcast this year was with really a note to myself. Now, I was out cycling. I took up cycling last year as a way of keeping fit, not only keeping fit, but also taking care of my mental well-being. It's very, very difficult to be a solopreneur, a sole trader, as a creator of visual content. More often than not, I work alone. I don't have a band of merry men with me to help me and I can bounce off. So I am very much an introvert. I've mentioned this in previous episodes about the differences between introverts and extroverts. And I also say that there's a little bit of both within each and every one of us. Which one you are, only you can tell. Are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? Only you hold the answer to that question. But for me, I am very much an introvert, although I do display certain elements of the extrovert. So I took up cycling, as I say, not only to keep fit, but also to really sort of take charge of my mental well-being and make sure that I wasn't getting, or I was getting out of my usual space in order to clear my mind. And sometimes I've said this in previous episodes as well. I think I'm going to say well over a year ago, I mentioned about when or where and what it is that you're doing that you get your influence from, or you get your ideas. And for me, it was I always got clarity when I took myself outside of what it was that I was doing and I did something completely different. And that could be something as simple as just going for a walk, clearing my mind, not looking at the computer, not staring at a product that I was trying to be creative with, just removing myself completely from the norm and doing something that had absolutely nothing to do with what it was I was trying to achieve. And like I say, that was just something simple like going for a walk. I would clear my mind, and that is when I had those moments of clarity. And I had another one of those moments recently when I was out cycling. So I'd gone for a cycle to get in my daily workout, and also to clear my mind and to think of something outside of being creative. And it was through doing that I remembered this scenario where I had a window cleaner come to my home address and offered their service. So I took up that opportunity because, let's face it, I wasn't going to clean. I hadn't been cleaning the windows myself, and I wasn't about to go start doing that myself. So this individual came to my address, took a chance, knocked on the door and said, look, I'm in the area, I'm cleaning windows. Would you like your windows cleaned? Absolutely, yes, I would, because I wasn't going to do it myself. And they did the job, and I wasn't overly impressed by what they'd done. Now, to make sure that this wasn't just my mind playing weird tricks with me and thinking, well, no, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, and the fact that I can't see my face through the glasses or in the reflection, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on this individual. So the next time they came round, I decided to watch, and I watched what they did. And ultimately, what this individual did, they turned up with the branded van, they had all the kit, So they had the water pump in the back of the van. They had the hose that ran for 50 meters. They had the extendable brush that they could get to the top without, or to the top of the house without placing a ladder against the building. So they seemed to have all the gear. But as I watched this window cleaner, something jumped out at me. Although they had all the gear, they weren't particularly providing a very good service, because all that this individual did was ran cold water through the hose, through the extendable broom, and just ran cold water over the windows. But something else they were doing as well is they clearly didn't wash the brush after each day's work, because they just made the windows look dirtier than they did when they started. And when they dried, they just dried dirty. And this got me thinking, you can have all the kit in the world and look like you know what you're doing. But if you're not providing quality service and a consistent service, a quality product, a consistent product, you're failing your clients. Your clients come to you because you are perceived to be one of the best in the business. Even if you're up and coming, your clients see something in you that they like, and that's why they buy into you. They buy into you and your service. But also what this made me realise is as I sort of drive around, walk around, cycle around, you see a lot of these branded window cleaning vans out there. And they're sole traders. They're not huge companies out there dominating areas. These are all sole traders, all plying their business, all plying their trade, trying to get your business. And this made me realise not to compare yourself to your competition. Because if your competition is this window cleaner, they are very, very quickly going to fall out of business, because they're not providing a quality product, quality service. If they consistently do the job badly, they're not going to get the repeat business. And one of the other things I came to realise as well is I'm always talking about my competition, this person's competition, how do you treat your competition? And again, I'm trying to shift my mindset. And in doing so, it's important not to refer to other people as competition, irrespective of what industry you are in. There are going to be other people who do the same thing. The only person that you should be in competition with is yourself. It's about you being self-aware enough to want to be better than you were last time round. You are only as good as your last job. You are only as good as the last post that you put out on social media. You are only as good as the last post that you push out there to say, this is what I can do. So it's important to remember, the only person that you are in competition with is yourself. For everybody else, they're just people who do the same thing as you. So what this window cleaner story taught me in that brief moment of being out on a cycle ride is to focus on the service that you provide, quality of work that you produce, and forget about everybody else. Folks, before I leave you today, just one question. What is it that you provide that the others don't? And remember, be creative, be inspired, be you.